because he's going through another kind of battle with it.
God damn, dude.
Yeah. So some very unfortunate news in the biz, but it's cool to hear that Ross is going to come back to commentate. 'Cause, I mean, shit, of all the commentators out there, I mean, Ross is among the best.
Yeah, he is definitely like the best. I would say of all time. I mean, a lot of
I don't know if I agree there. I kind of like Heenan and
people said
Monsoon.
Heenan and Monsoon and Ventura was on a lot of people's lists as well. But I'm just like,
I never liked Ventura.
Like I dug Ventura, but I was just like, man, like when it comes to like calling a match and whatnot, like it's just, to me, it doesn't get any better than Jim Ross. It really doesn't.
He does add a lot of drama to it, more so than like Bobby Heenan or Monsoon. They just added a little more like comedy.
Yeah, but like Jim Ross, like he was explaining like when he first got into commentary. I forget who he said gave him this advice, but he's like, the best advice I ever got was call it like it's a shoot.
Huh.
And I'm like, well, shit, he does a damn good job of it.
Yeah. And now you say that, I can sort of picture that going through his head kind of as he's calling a match. Because he does, like when he announces it, it sounds like a fight, you know?
Yeah. You know, when Foley was thrown off the top of the cage, he's like, my God, it killed him! Like,
yeah.
Like, you look back at it, and you're like, shit, that's a genuine fucking reaction, because he had no idea any of that was going to happen.
Or maybe he did, but...
No, because like Ross was always saying like, I'd never asked anybody like, oh, you know, how's this match going to go, who's going to win, blah blah blah. He's like, I didn't want to know any of that, just so the reaction would seem more genuine.
Nice.
And I'm like, fucking A, man.
Do you know where JR made his first appearance for the WWF? WrestleMania 9.
Yep.
So it's kind of awesome now that he's coming back for 33.
Yeah, I mean...
Is he in the Hall of Fame?
Jim Ross? Oh, yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, if he's not...
Yeah, Jim Ross is in the Hall of Fame. He's absolutely in the Hall of Fame.
The Hall of Fame this year looks pretty strong, too.
Little fun fact, though, was I think it was either the first or second Shawn Michaels-Undertaker match at WrestleMania. Apparently, Undertaker and Michaels were, like, vouching for, like, Jim Ross. Like, they wanted him to come out and, like, do the commentary for the match. And Vince was like, no, we already have a commentating team. We're not going to go with somebody else.
Wow.
I'm like, shit, man. Just imagine Ross's commentary on that fucking match, man. Like, holy shit.
Especially was the first one.
Or even the second one, man. Like, even if it was the second one, and just, like, you know, get that last tombstone pile driver, the 1, 2, 3. Like, just hear him, like, delivering that, like, this is it. Michaels is done.
Yeah.
Like, shit, man. Like, he would know how to handle that one.
And I gotta say, as much as I don't really like Shawn Michaels, I do respect the fact that he's turned down a lot of opportunities to come back to the ring because he's actually retired. Like, how many wrestlers retire and mean it?
Yeah, I Steve Austin, too, in that sense.
Everybody. Mick Foley, Ric Flair, Steve Austin, Hulk Hogan. There's not really too many wrestlers that have retired and meant it.
Yeah, to be fair, though, Foley came back a couple of times. Flair came back a couple of times.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, all of those guys, even Bret Hart came back. Like, literally, I can't think of a single guy who's been like, I'm retired, and then didn't come back. Except for Shawn Michaels.
I know, are we excluding, like, little, like, guest appearances at WrestleManias, or...?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because, I mean, basically, Bret Hart, when he came back, that was a guest appearance. He can't actually wrestle, so, I mean...
Yeah, that was a guest appearance, yeah. Well, I mean, Bret couldn't, you know, wrestle and come back because of his injury and his stroke and whatnot. Like, you know, if he didn't suffer that injury at the hands of fucking Goldberg,
the current Universal fucking champion,
I tell you, that guy greener than ghost shit. But yeah, like I remember reading in Bret's book about like when he got the injury, like he's whipping Goldberg into the ropes, and Goldberg looks at him, he just goes, "Watch for the kick." And Bret's like, "Wait, what kick?" Wham! Done.
Ridiculous.
It probably also didn't help that, you know, he was wrestling, like, soon after that, like, they were like, well, we didn't really know about concussions and whatnot, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's like, guy's got a brain injury. Like, that should be enough to just say, like, no, you're fucking resting for you know, till further notice.
Yeah. I've actually thought about going down to WrestleMania for next year because a guy that I listen to, Good Mic Work, is going to be there in person, and he's thought about doing like a little Q&A session or a meet and greet or something. So like that's pretty cool. I might actually go and check that out, and it might be kind of cool to see WrestleMania live.
Yeah, like where's it going to be next year?
New Orleans.
New Orleans. Wait, back in New Orleans?
Yeah, they're going back to New Orleans. They're doing Orlando this year and New Orleans next year.
Shit, weren't they just in New Orleans like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, right?
Oh, no, I'm trying to think.
Well, because WrestleMania's tomorrow, isn't it?
Yes,
Holy
it
shit.
Is. Yes, it is.
Holy fuck. Yeah, as we're recording this, WrestleMania is tomorrow.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep. God damn it.
It's funny because I'm going out for drinks tomorrow with Liz's family because we're celebrating her brother's birthday. Tomorrow's her brother's actual birthday.
Yeah.
So we're going out for drinks, and I'm damn skip he's going to want to watch WrestleMania. So that leads me to believe that our get together won't be lasting as long as I thought. Because he when we saw him last, he was wearing a John Cena T-shirt.
I already don't like him. Hustle, loyalty, and go fuck yourself.
I got to admit, I've said before, I don't really watch the modern product, but I've been seeing glimpses of The Miz and Maurice doing their little John Cena fucking bit.
Yeah.
Making fun of them, and oh my god, that shit is awesome. The Miz as John Cena, like, nothing tops that in my book. That's fantastic. The robotic walk and shit. And,
yeah.
Oh my god.
Like, I gotta give credit where credit is due. Like, yeah, Cena is cutting really, really good, scathing promos on The Miz. And it's like, fucking A, that's it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the fucking Cena that we should see. But, like 9 times out of 10, he's just like, no, I'm gonna be better because I'm John Cena. Herpaterpater. Like, I remember one of the worst fucking promos they had him do was, it was before a Royal Rumble. He's in the ring with Stephanie, and he does this whole promo like, I'm John Cena, I'm the however many time world champion, I think I've earned my shot, blah, 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 blah. Essentially, she comes back and saying, like, well, no, you want to be in the Royal Rumble, you got to earn that shot. He's like, but I'm John Cena. I'm like, dude, fuck yourself.
Yeah, seriously.
The hustle, loyalty, respect character that's like, I'll earn anything is just like, well, I am who I am, so you should give me the spot. It's like, again, fuck you.
So much for the hustle, loyalty, respect, and all that.
Yeah, fuck that. Like, don't get me wrong, he was a nice guy too when I met him. He was, he's really nice, but again, it's just like it's that character that I can't get behind that.
Yeah.
A lot of people saying like, okay, well, he's the same character, blah blah blah. Like, Steve Austin had the same shtick for years, and it's like, yeah, but Steve was also interesting though.
Yeah, it's the character itself. It's not about being the same gimmick, because Undertaker's been the same gimmick, minus the whole biker period, for what, since his debut?
Since his debut at Survivor Series, yeah.
Right. 1990, bitches.
Yeah.
Got that shit on VHS.
Wait, wasn't that also the first appearance of the Gobbledygooker?
Well, not only, but yeah, the first.
Yeah, the first appearance of the Gobbledygooker.
Yeah. Fucking... Poor Chavo.
Yeah. Poor Chavo. Oh, I think that'll do it for us this week. But before we go,
we're ending on the gobbledyfucking-gooker.
Would you expect it any other way?
No, not really, I guess.
We have no standards here, sir.
Clearly.
Check them at the door, damn it. But before we end, gotta say congratulations to everybody that was inducted into the Hall of Fame last night.
Oh, they were actually inducted in last night?
Yeah, it was last night, yeah.
Fucking A, cool.
Yeah, Kurt Angle got in. Diamond Dallas Page was inducted in.
Self-high five.
I'd like to thank my glutes and my quads for getting me this far. I didn't agree with like some of the people that were inducting like the other people in.
Like who?
Like John Cena inducted Kurt Angle, and somebody asked Kurt, like, if you had your choice, who would induct you? Like, who would it be? And he said, without a doubt, Steve Austin. He's like, when I first came to the WWE, like, I had this little, mid card stuff with Chris Jericho to make sure, like, okay, can the kid hang and whatnot. As soon as I got through that, he's like, Steve, went to Vince. He's like, I want to work with this kid. He's like, and just the career just skyrocketed from there.
Well, it's too bad too because he's on good terms with Steve Austin is on good terms with the company, so he totally could.
Yeah, he absolutely could have.
Could have, but well.
Yeah, he absolutely could have. I think it was Eric Bischoff inducted Diamond Dallas Page.
I heard about that. I thought that was kind of fucking stupid.
Yeah, I was like, that's kind of weak sauce.
I don't know who I would have picked, but
I don't know. If it were me, I probably would have gone with I don't know, maybe Jake the Snake.
Yeah, or Hall or somebody. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe not.
Can I be totally honest though? I mean, I love me some DDP Yoga, but I don't really think that he necessarily deserves the Hall of Fame nod. I mean, it's cool, but like, I don't know. He didn't really do that much.
Yeah, he really didn't do that much aside from Ready to Rumble.
I mean, his big claim to fame is that he busted into the business and became a world champion at such an not old, but an older age for his typical, and that's all well and good, but like,
Yeah, I mean,
like what other sort of monumental, like what can you think of? I can't think of a single like match that I was like, wow, that was a really great match.
I can't really say either because like when I was growing up, and it was the WCW versus WWE, I was always in Camp WWE, so to speak.
Me too.
I did go.
Plus, I mean, he basically had the same finisher as Steve Austin, and Steve Austin, as you already pointed out, is a way more interesting character.
Yeah, he's a way more interesting character. People were a lot more attracted to here's this guy, he's trying to bust his ass, and his boss is giving him a hard time, so he beats the shit out of his boss. Like, who the fuck doesn't want to beat the hell out of their boss?
Right.
It's.
So no disrespect to DDP, but I don't necessarily feel that he deserves the nod, especially when there's lots of other people who deserve it, just as much, if not more so. Like Demolition, like there's so many other people who need to be in there.
Yeah, no disrespect, you tall drink of shit, but you don't earn this.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah, I think there's a lot more people deserving than Diamond Dallas Page. Like, the way I look at it is, did they do something for the business? Did they influence anybody? Like for me, like, Steve Austin going into the Hall of Fame, like, yeah, that's a fucking no-brainer because, like, dude, like, pretty much picked WWE up out of the fucking dirt and, like, brought it to this worldwide phenomenon where Vince was making fucking billions per year.
He could be argued to be more popular than Hulk Hogan.
I would certainly
he
say
basically did for wrestling what Hogan did, but arguably more so.
Better. A lot of people were saying, like, yeah, his merchandise outsold Hogan. Like, you adjust for inflation and whatnot, like, he outsold Hogan. Like,
yeah,
so many times over.
The one thing I will say for DDP that he did do for the business is all the work that he's done after he got out of the ring and has helped to recoup people like Jake the Snake and Scott Hall and now Chris Jericho is into DDP and like all these other people are getting into the DDP yoga thing. Like that's cool. That is definitely giving back to the business.
Yeah, like that's the reason I'm thinking that he's getting in.
Yeah,
because
I mean without him, at least two of those people would be dead. Probably. Jake the Snake and Scott Hall might very well be dead today if it weren't for DDP.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I think last I heard Scott Hall was off the wagon. I could be wrong about that, but
I did hear about that too. Yeah, he got busted for drinking or something. But now apparently, I think DDP is going to work with Vader, who's in a little bit of trouble, I guess. Yeah,
I think that his doctor said, like, look, your heart is so bad, like you've got 2 years tops.
Yeah, so hopefully DDP can help him,
but yeah, I don't know. As far as, like, an influence on, like, actual wrestlers, like, you ask a bunch of kids, like, hey, who influenced you, to get into wrestling, to become a wrestler? A lot of them would say, like, Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho, Steve Austin. I'm sure there's people that would say, The Undertaker, Mick Foley.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those guys...
Warrior, Randy Savage, Hogan, like, The Rock. There's plenty of names.
Like, yeah, there's plenty of fucking names. And, like, all deservingly. I know there's a lot of people that were pissed off that China wasn't inducted into the Hall of Fame, and I'm just like, I kind of agree with them, but I mean, then again...
But she's another one. Like, what did she really do? Like, she won the Intercontinental title, but I thought that was bullshit, so I don't